Hello friends, this is Scott back at Project Garden number 1. It's Sunday. I think it's the 18th of July. I may be off on a day or two on the date, but it is hot. In Utah where I'm gardening, it has been 100 plus degrees for weeks now. We had very little rain. Once in a while there's a scattered thunderstorm somewhere around our area, but northern Utah hasn't gotten anything other than a few sprinkles, and we're in a severe drought. Reservoirs are starting to dry up. They're talking water restrictions. By the end of the year, we won't be able to water our lawns probably, as well as our gardens. So that's why I'm always talking about mulch. Mulch is a very important thing. If you mulch the ground deep 4 to 6 inches, it'll conserve the moisture. You'll have to water less, and you can keep your gardens alive even when the city tells you that you can't water. It's easy for them to catch you. They just look at your water usage and they'll fine you once they get to that point. But Utah is growing. We got tons of people moving into our state. Houses going up everywhere, and I don't know where they expect all this water to come from, because we are a desert. But anyway, I hope for some wet winters coming up, or we're going to be facing some serious tough challenges in the future. But today I stopped by because I knew that the beans were going to be ready. Green beans are one of those plants that just loves heat. Other plants may struggle, but beans, just if it's hot and it's sunny and you keep them moist, they produce a lot of beans. Now, there wasn't any ready last week. They were just starting to form, so I was just kind of wondering where we were going to be. And how many do you think we got for a first picking? And this row is only about 11 feet long and maybe 2 feet wide. They're bush beans, so they're only a foot and a half tall. How many do you think we got for the first harvest? Let's take a look. And that's just a handful. Let's take a look at it's a Harmon or a grocery sack. And if you can look in there, there's a good 5 pounds at least of beans. I need to weigh them. But tons of green beans. Now the secret with beans is you have to pick them. Okay, if you let these beans go to full growth or full maturity and they dry up, then the plant will shut down. So if you want a small bean harvest, don't pick them regularly, because they'll just stop producing. But if you pick them, they'll produce all the way up until it gets cold. They won't produce as many at the end, but you still get some. So you got to go through them, you got to pick them thoroughly, and don't let any of them mature. You're always going to miss a few here and there, and that's not the biggest deal in the world, but you always want to keep them picked. Now, the biggest challenge, the most frustrating thing I'm having with these videos is I'm always having to voice over every video, because it's just the noise of gardening in the city. I can't escape it. I can't escape the traffic noise, and it's really starting to frustrate me, because I'd like to show a little more of who I am and my personality, and all I am is sitting in a room narrating video that I've shot. So I've got to figure out how to find quieter times to video, because it's just a minute ago you heard the motorcycle go by, and it's just frustrating. I wish I could have some peace and quiet and was out in the middle of the country, but again, my whole philosophy is trying to live my best country life in the city. So here we are. So I apologize for the noise, but that's the reality of living in a suburban area. But anyway, I also looked at some other things. I'm going to show you some video at the end of this video, which I will do a little voiceover. I'll show you some tomatoes, some corn, some other things going on in the garden. The corn is tasseling, and we have some pretty big tomatoes, but they're not ripe yet. But they're perfect. There's no blossom end rot. They're just beautiful big tomatoes. So hopefully the video will show that, and what you can see some perspective on how the garden's doing. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this first year garden. It's a busy time of the year, middle of July. I'm getting pulled in a lot of different directions. I've got some other projects going on. I coach football, Little League football, and that's starting up here in the next couple of weeks. So there's a lot going on. It's hard to keep on top of everything, but just all you can do is what you can do, and your garden is what it is. If things go to waste, or they don't really go to waste. I just feed them to my chickens. So anyway, but I want to show you a couple other vegetables that we did pretty good with. Got some turnips. That's not a bad looking little turnip here. I'll show you a few that I've got, some good sized ones. And there's a lot of smaller ones too, but I just grabbed a few today just to show you. There's some pretty good size. And also here at the Project Garden, we've got some zucchini. Now the homeowner has got to pick up his pace. Part of our deal was that when I was going to plant this garden is I wasn't going to eat all this produce. I kind of wanted him to eat most of it. Okay, I wanted to do this so I can grow some of the things that I have trouble growing, but I enjoy eating, don't get me wrong, but I also like to give a lot of food away, and I was hoping that the homeowner was going to stay on top of the beans and stay on top of the produce. He's gone a lot, so we're going to have to kick him in the butt and get him out here to pick some stuff, because You know, he needs to eat this stuff. That's what it's all about. He's paying the water bill, so he should get something out of it too. So anyway, just a short video today just to show you kind of what's happening, but it is hot. I am sweating. I'm soaked, as you can probably tell. And it's just direct heat. It's a dry heat, but it's when it's 100, 102, 103 degrees, you're out in the sun. I tried to film a bunch of I'll film a little bit, at least I did film a little bit that I'll show you of me picking the beans, but my camera shut down because it was so hot. It lasted 5 minutes, and it just said, nope, too hot, got to put it in the shade. So I finished up my chores, and then sitting down at the end of my little project today, just to be able to film this intro and just to cool off a little bit. I forgot the water, so I've got to go hit 7-Eleven or something and get me something cold to drink. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great gardening season. I'm pretty happy with how things are going, but again, it is, you know, high season at my house, high season here. Everything's going on, as well as I've got one other project where my brother-in-law has a shipping store, and his landlord decided he wasn't going to renew the lease and gave him like 30 days notice. So we're in the middle of building a new store, and so we got to get him moved by August 1st. So a lot of my time is going to be putting in, you know, flooring and building the shelves and doing all those things. So I'll put a few clips in the end of this video of what we've been up to over there. But I've got a lot more to do, and then we've got 2 weeks to do it and get him all moved. And so I think we're on track to get it done. But I'm learning a lot. I'm not a bad construction worker, but I'm better at just following orders, not taking the lead. So as long as I have a boss around me, I do okay. So anyway, so if I'm a little bit shy on videos here in the next little while, just know that I'm working hard on a store, and I got to take care of family first. That's the most important thing. So anyway, enjoy the rest of the gardening season. I hope you're having a great harvest, and we'll see what my next project is. Need to get back into some chicken videos, so I'm thinking about doing some of those. I want to do a whole series on whether chickens are for you and how to take care of chickens. I've been doing it for probably 30 years and in the city, and there's a lot of things to think about if you ever want to have chickens. So let's take a quick look at the garden. As you see, everything's in full production. The corn's getting a little taller in the background, but it's still not doing as what I had hoped, but it's okay. Tomatoes, and then we'll scan back around to today's topic, which is the green beans, which is right in the middle of this row here. As you see, it's about 11 feet by maybe 2 feet, 2.5 feet. As you saw at the beginning of the video, what we were able to pick today, but here's the actual beans hanging from the plant. So when I first got here, I noticed we got lots to pick, and beans are a very intensive labor crop. You've got to go through them. They're hard to see. They look a lot like the stems, so you've got to kind of go back through. I think I went through this bed at least 3 times back and forth just to, you know, try to get them all. But I don't think I was probably successful in getting them all, but we got quite a few. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time with the action shots today. As I said earlier, my camera got really hot and just shut down on me. So, but this is as hard as easy as it gets. You just got to lift through the leaves, find the beans, pick them, try not to damage any flowers that are around the beans so that you're not killing your next little bit of crop, and just keep on going. Again, go back and forth, look at it from different angles, because they seem to hide. You could go through this with a fine-tooth comb and you'd still end up finding more. So a little bit of a backbreaker. Don't want to step on all my other plants around it. I should give myself a little bit bigger rows, but I wanted to put as much in here as I could, so we won't complain too much. But this will conclude the action shots for today. So looking in the bag, as you see, we've got quite a few nice beans. Very healthy, perfect size. I took them home, dumped them out on the counter. I did weigh them, and it's 4 pounds of beans, and there's 2 full gallons of beans there. So a gallon's about 2 pounds. Now here we're looking at some tomatoes that are coming on. There's some big boys in here. I just got to wait for them to mature, but they're looking really good. And then we've got the turnips that I showed you earlier in the video, in-ground shot and then a picked shot, nice size. Then the zucchini. I haven't picked this one yet. I'm leaving that one for the homeowner, but I picked these 2. A little hard to see. But cucumbers are starting to come on. The corn is getting taller and tasseling. It was kind of interesting as I was taking these pictures. I couldn't photograph it because it was on my camera, but there was yellow pollen all over my camera when I was in here. So corn is wind pollinated, so it's definitely doing its job. we'll see what we get. Now here's my brother-in-law's new store. It used to be a travel agency. He has a shipping and packaging store, so we've got to build it's a UPS boxes, or I should say postal boxes there, and then we're putting in some flooring. So that's most of my job, is the flooring. But it's coming together. So I'll conclude this video, and thanks for watching. And if you like this content, please subscribe. I just achieved my a little over 1,000 members on Instagram, or subscribers. I'd like to do the same on YouTube. So and got a long ways to go. So if you can help me out there and enjoy these videos, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. I'd like to hear what you have to say. Have a great day.